Hey everybody, it's Rob. How you guys doing today? I was just over here on LinkedIn, and I saw this quick little story. XAI lays off 500 Grok trainers, and I got a couple friends right now that are working at a couple companies, and they're training all these people in India. And so, here's my post on it: is when will all of us learn? If you're going to train anyone or anything to take your job, why are you not negotiating for options? Like, everybody knows what's happening. We're training the rest of the world to take our equity. That's really what we're doing. We're training the rest of the world to take our equity. All these companies, they're bringing out all these efficiencies. But really what they want is they just want to stop paying all of you and us and me. So honestly, to be perfectly honest, the last time I was asked to train the next person in my role, I simply quit. I think it was back in 2004, 2003. I was probably a shift manager at a auto parts store. I won't name them. Well, they're out of business, Forest City Auto Parts. And we just came in one day, and there was a couple of these guys there, and they're like, "Oh, well, your job today is not to be the shift manager, not to cash out the positions, not to do what you normally do and service the customer. We're going to be closing the store, and for the next week or two, you're going to be packaging up all the inventory, and this is what your job's going to be." And I'm like, "Well, that ain't gonna be my job." So you're closing the store, is that what you said? Okay, so you're closing the store. All right, so that's effectively mean you're laying me off. So that's how I feel. I'm not gonna sit here for the next 2 weeks and work out of my role and do something. I mean, I was never hired to do in an auto parts store. They got screws, they got washers. I'm not counting all that crap. What the hell's wrong with these people? I think I need to change the word honestly too. So anyways, I just quit. The way I feel is, if we're good enough to teach, we're good enough to teach others, right? We're good enough to teach others, but we're not good enough to keep. Think about that for a minute, America. We're good enough to teach everybody else how to take our jobs, but we're no longer good enough for these jobs ourselves. I get it. I really do. It seems like this new America is all about taking every bit of every citizen's worth through no health care, exuberant taxes. That would be almost 40% for anybody who's close to 100 grand, right? Drug addiction abound. You can go anywhere in this country and just drugs everywhere with no effort whatsoever to help anybody. Social Security's on the brinks. They're telling us all the time we got to raise the age until we're 72. And, there's not going to be any intervention, but we got a defense budget that's worth almost $1 trillion. But hey, we got to just keep spending money on bombs to kill people. And it's just like, what a bomb costs is millions of dollars. And you're just throwing it on people to blow them up, right? So they're just destroying everything. It's nothing is spent wisely on a bomb. America, will you ever wake up? Will you wake up? We have 800 military bases in the world. All right. We've got every iteration of fighter jets here, but we can't divert any of our money to help senior citizens. We can't divert any of our money to refund Social Security. And we can't divert any of our money to maybe, set some policies in place that we stop shipping American jobs everywhere but here. It just seems sometimes that the politicians here in America and every state, and while we're on that, I just want to say, the person who got just awfully beheaded in Texas, right? It just always seems like if it's a blue state, it's it's on the news all day long. But if it's a red state, where an illegal immigrant actually decapitated another human being in the state of Texas with a machete. Think about that. You know, his wife and daughter tried to stop, and this guy just wouldn't stop. And, you know, I mean, and the cops seem to not get there anytime soon. So I'm just saying, but hey, I mean, I thought Texas was like the big red state. There was no illegal immigrants whatsoever. But here you've got, you know, the worst case of immigration violence in the country, where a guy is literally decapitated, and it's in the good old state of Texas. So I just think sooner or later we all have to wake up. We need to stop putting our faith in fake politicians that don't do anything to increase your bottom line. Again, if you're going to be asked to train anybody who's not another American, who's going to be the beneficiary of your job, good, bad, or indifferent, even if it's for less and it's not an American, maybe you should just negotiate for a better position, or better yet, maybe you should just tell them to go fuck themselves, all right? I mean, they ain't giving you no bonuses at Christmas time. You know, they didn't bring you a turkey at Thanksgiving, okay? And sure as hell didn't give you anything at Easter. So, you know, if they want you to train the next generation of people who are going to replace you, maybe they should pay you a little bit more or give you something to do it. I'm Rob. You guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye for now.